The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah!
Go Cowboys!
Let's go, baby!
Are you ready for a break?
Yes.
Are you ready for a break?
Absolutely.
Ready for a break?
Yeah, and so much for that.
It's time for The Break on DallasCowboys.com.
We were on the break!
With Ambar Garcia, Bryan Broaddus, Voch Lombardi, and Derek Eagleton.
It is Monday, December 29th, 2025, Season 21, Episode number 100. Welcome to the latest edition of The Break. We're live from SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star, presented by LG. LG is the world's #1 OLED TV brand for 11 years and counting. See why at LG.com/OLED Evo. Today we're going to talk about the Cowboys win versus the Washington Commanders.
And we still talking about that?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Honestly, we're going to talk about it from a little bigger perspective, not just like what happened on every play, but just things that we may have seen that kind of affect how we think of this team and the players that were involved. The start, again, we're not going to talk about the big picture because I don't know that there was a big picture storyline from this, but was there something that stood out to you in this game from the standpoint of a player, a position group, a coach, anything that stood out to you from this game, I guess, as we head into the final week of the season?
And ladies and gentlemen, boy, the Cowboys offense sure had the ball for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, me and Bryan like to crunch the film. Bryan, what they ran like 90 plays on offense or something?
87.
87? Plenty. Boy, 500 yards of offense, something crazy like that, you know what I mean? Ran it up. And Josh Johnson was still close enough the way he could have came back and got you at the end, man.
Yeah.
It's Cowboys defense where dreams come true, man. That's all I got. That's it, man. That's it.
He built us all the way up.
I'm not about to say bro name no more. I don't want to say bro name because I've gotten to a point, right, to where if it's in the middle of the season and I go, hey, man, I don't know if this Eberflus thing working. You know what I'm saying? And week 9 it ain't working and week 11 it ain't working. Let me tell you what I love about Jerry Jones. I think he's so sick that he can't hide it no more. Jerry was on the radio and he was like, hell, dog. The Lions game shocked the hell out of me because we was just as bad in this game than we was in week 3. You know, like Jerry will tell you kind of where he's at with it right now. So for the sake of our audience, Derek Eagleton, Bryan Broaddus, Ambar Garcia, I just don't want to keep coming up in here saying the same old thing because it's the same old problem. You know what I mean? Now, if anything, I could fuss at people I see online saying, "Oh, well, the offense needs to do something a little different." Dog, I don't want to say nothing about my offense, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to say a thing about my offense when you got 500 yards total offense, 100-yard rushing Malik Davis just showing up whooping feet, throwing the ball all over the place, and Josh Johnson. How many plays of offense they have? 20?
41, I think.
40-something to your 80. So Josh Johnson.
Way more efficient, huh?
Not than Dak, but you know what? He's way sure by the numbers, yeah. But he's more efficient than he's ever been.
Yes, yeah.
JJ McCarthy was way more efficient than he's ever been. Because I was ready to move on, but Derek pulled me back into this.
No, I think my stare pulled you back into this.
And he was ready to pull me back. Another thing from Jerry Jones. I hope Jerry.
I knew this was in you.
I'm sorry.
What I'm saying.
I hope Jerry listening. Boy, Jerry, when you went on your radio show that you paid for, boy, Jerry say, man, look, I ain't gonna lie, dog, that Vikings game, hey, man, we didn't expect J.J. McCarthy to go out there and do nothing crazy to us, but hell, seemed like all these quarterbacks had their best day versus Jerry telling you what's going on.
Yeah.
So why y'all need, Amber, I promise I wasn't going to raise my voice, but they did it. Why you need Voch to come on Jerry Jones's podcast network, you know what I'm saying, to say Buddy's name?
That's okay.
I don't want to say Buddy's name no more.
You're good. You're good now.
And in 7 days,
you doing this. Thank you.
And in 7 days, I get to say names on the break and it not be tampering. I can't.
There you go. Oh, we gonna go all in.
I can't.
We got plenty of names.
I can't wait to say names on the break next week and it won't be tampered.
Is that when once the season's finally
when the
over?
season's over.
Right there.
You know what? I need to check and see if
it might be the whole season.
Well, I won't say nobody's name. Lord,
we might have to wait till the playoffs.
It might be until
we'll see.
Well, I'll tell you what.
All right.
All the coaches I want about to get eliminated. So it doesn't matter. So, but please,
Right.
Bryan, please take this away from me because I don't want to just keep ranting about Buddy over there.
Guys, your quarterback got hit too much.
You sure
Yeah, he
did,
did.
Brian?
And I wonder if moving that left guard to left tackle hurts you a little bit in this football game. You didn't control the middle like you have been in the past.
Boy.
And so all of a sudden now that you were dealing with that, if that's what's going to be the game plan going into the Giants game, I'm not interested in seeing Dak Prescott get hit. But they're playing to win football games, and we can't be mad at them for that. You know, we could be mad at them that, you know, we want a better drafting position right now. You're sitting in the 14 hole. Tampa Bay's figured out a way to get ahead of you.
Crazy.
Yeah, but they still might win the division. You never know.
Which is so crazy.
It is crazy. Your quarterback got hit way too much in this football game, and it probably shouldn't have been that way. But I wonder if this is one of those things. If you're thinking about putting Smith out there permanently at left tackle, you might want to reconsider because you had something going pretty good inside there with the way. And I understand with, you know, with Guyton being out with the injuries, you probably don't trust Nate Thomas. And we've seen what happened with Adeniji before. You know, I get it, but man, that one was one of those games where every time he went back, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a guy there on him. Mm-hmm. So that to me was a big concerning factor for me watching that football game.
For me, I don't really have anything to say.
Me neither, Amber.
Because, I mean, nothing,
ain't got nothing to say about them.
nothing has changed. I mean, leading up to that game, in one of the shows we did, I think, Derek, you asked us, like, is there anything in particular you're looking for this game or anything nothing has changed my opinion. We saw what we saw. And again, remembering who the opponent was, the Commanders. So at the same time, it's like, oh, yeah, you mentioned the time of possession.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's great.
Please.
I mean, the time of possession was, here it is. Cowboys had it 38 minutes, 44. Mm-hmm. And they had it, the Commanders, 21 minutes, 60.
Josh Johnson in 21.
Almost doubled them up.
Josh Johnson in 21 minutes kept it a fight.
I mean.
Please. Please.
Anyways, my mind is made up for what I think of this team. I mean, all of us have. There's only one game left at this point, but there's nothing.
Can I ask a question?
Ambar speechless. Ambar is speechless, y'all.
Because I don't want to go too hard because I feel like we already vented last week. Once the season was finally like sealed and you knew 100% like the Cowboys were out. Mm-hmm. We vented that last week. Yeah. Now it's like, okay, it is what it is. Let's see what kind of changes do occur after the season is over. Because again, once you start looking at players individually, yes, there is lack of talent in certain areas, but at the same time, and I've said this a million times, I don't believe a lot of these players just suddenly don't know how to play football all of a sudden for this year. There are a lot of talented players here that, regardless of how their outcome was this year, I would still like to have them back, but under somebody else's command.
Wow.
This is my post-trade deadline thought. Mm-hmm. Why do I not know anything about Logan Wilson?
I don't know, man. None of these people, Brian.
Why do I not? And I know. I mean, we've had some talks and theories, and we kind of were disjointed shows the other day because of all the holidays and travels and things like that. I know on 105.3 The Fan, I was talking about. I think that Matt Eberflus is basically he knows the writing's on the wall, and so now he's like, okay, I'm going to play the guys I want to play, and front office ownership, whatever, is looking at him like, okay, if that's what you want to do, fine. Well, but I don't know anymore. I know what kind of player Quinnen Williams is. I really do. I am so happy they made that trade. But I kind of was looking forward to seeing what Logan Wilson was going to do. And I felt the last couple of weeks this would be a great opportunity. Even the general manager came out and said, I thought we had a plan for this.
Yep.
But here I am. I'm going to get ready for a draft here in the next couple of weeks or start the process of this. And I kind of have an idea of some of my linebackers, but I don't have an idea of the linebacker that I traded for that I thought was going to be somewhat of an upgrade, a difference maker. I don't feel any better about that watching them play against the Commanders because he didn't play. You know, so it's hard to evaluate and try and think about my team when you probably got coaches on the staff. They're like, listen, I'm going to play the guy I want to play. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. But you might be meeting a fate at the end you're not going to like for doing that. But I just from a personnel man standpoint, Yeah, I don't know the player. I really don't, and that bothers me. I know what Flanoy is because I've learned along the way. I've known what some of these guys are along the way. Adeniji, I learned to him along the way. Yeah. I don't know one of the guys, though, that I traded for. And that would bother me as a general manager. I think it does bother this general manager.
Bryan, let me just one-up you for a second. And me and you've had this conversation already, but I just had some new information pop up in my mind because something that Ambar said. Let me just one-up you. We don't know about Fowler for real. We don't know about Bland for real. We don't know who James Houston is for real. We don't know who none of these people are for real, Bryan. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because just as man, Dante Fowler, it ain't like you look at Clowney or something.
How do you forget sacking the quarterback?
Is like Clowney was like real good a long time ago. And he was like whatever last year, and he's doing cool now, right? Fowler was a double-digit sack guy last year. It ain't like Fowler was a way long time ago. He was a double-digit sack guy last year. How come? What happened? Ambar, what happened? Ambar,
that's
what
the
happened?
thing that they're gonna this staff.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to really evaluate these players and decide what you do for next year with some of these guys are looking for another contract or the guys that you're looking to extend because you truly don't know because I feel like they weren't put in the best position to actually let them have a chance at it. So it's going to be tough because, yeah, it's hard to make decisions on things that you're holding on from like a year ago. Because we know how quickly things can change, but then also what was put on tape this year, it's just not good tape.
Well,
everyone looks bad.
DaRon Bland was a pick six leader not too long ago. Logan Wilson was a cool linebacker not too long ago. But how come when they get here, though, we don't know who these people are?
No, but I'm saying that. How about this? How about this thought?
How about it?
How about this thought? Then you're in a situation where, do you feel like they've made a decision on Tyler Guyton on the offensive side of the ball?
I don't think nobody on offense. We shouldn't be worried about nobody on offense.
Well, do you think they've made a decision?
I think Guyton's going to be the left tackle next year.
Okay, I want to believe that too, but there's some thought of like, why would you move but maybe it's because of injury and stuff like that. But I kind of feel like that at least maybe the offensive coaches are having a handle on getting guys evaluated and kind of finding the best guys and putting those guys in position. They've clearly put Flanoy in position to make plays.
Sure.
They've said, you know what, we traded for Mingo. We really don't care about that anymore. We drafted, Tolbert in the third round. He was a guy who was in the final year of his contract. Yeah, he played well the other day, by the way. But they've kind of feel like the offensive coaches this year have done a better job of kind of understanding who their players are. And
why is that? Why is that, Bryan?
Why
do you think? Why you think Hoffman and Bass and Hakeem Adeniji, who've been playing tackle his whole life, come in and play? Why you think they can do that? Like flow steps.
As a general manager, I would have a problem with this because as I'm trying to evaluate my team too, and I'm getting feedback from my coaches, am I getting the right feedback? And now we're likely going to be in another scenario where here's another defensive coordinator, and here's another group of players, and here's another group of Maris Leophals that aren't going to play anymore, and now I don't. I don't know. I have a feeling I understand what's going on the offensive side of the ball.
Why? That's what I'm saying.
I have that understanding.
Well, can I pose this question?
Why?
Maybe part of the reason is, and this is something we haven't. We've
talked, coach.
We've talked a lot about Matt Eberflus. Have we talked enough about the position coaches on the defensive side of the ball?
Oh, I've called out.
When you start talking, I'm saying when you start talking about how those units are playing, I asked this question to a friend of mine the other day. We were talking about this, and I said,
Will McClay?
Name a
Does he work here?
No, he does not work here.
Okay.
Just a friend of mine. Buddy is a Cowboys
he's
fan
safe. Go ahead.
who's very frustrated. Okay. But I asked him the question. I said, if you look across the defensive side of the ball, is there a single player that you feel like developed this season from where they were at beginning of training camp to where they are now? And I had a hard time coming up with any name that I said, yes, this guy has developed in the way that I would expect them to develop. And that to me is a lot about the position coaches. So are the position coaches doing the things they need to do? Yeah, Eberflus is going to have to deal with whatever comes from what happened as overall from this defense. But I think the position coaches have some answering to do as well.
And just a few years ago, we used to see players grow all the time.
Right.
Like Dorrance
Look
Armstrong
at the offensive side of the ball. That's the conversation we're having about the offensive side of the ball. Brian Flanoy has grown, right? Yeah. He has grown. And I think you just look at this and you have to say it's happening offensively.
Either way,
cut him off, Ambar.
Either way, let's say Voch, Bryan, and I we suck this whole year. We've done terrible.
That's not true.
It's been so bad. Who has to answer?
Yes,
Derek.
You're right.
It
I'm
all
the one
falls
that's
back to
yes.
Derek. Like he is the
Well,
one who.
the old
who has
saying
to-
was, "I don't blame you. I blame the man that hired you."
Right. Right.
That's
part
that's
of it.
the old saying.
And so I think. By the way,
So now you're
every-
taking it up.
No,
another
but I'm saying,
notch.
but every
It's
layer
true.
of this,
I don't blame you. I blame the man that hired you.
Every
Jerry
single
Jones
layer-
hired. I believe that the front office were the ones who were pushing for Matt Eberflus.
Every single layer has to be accountable for this.
I agree.
Position coaches, the coordinator, the head coach,
Yep.
the GM. They
think I
all
agree.
have to be a part of it
They-
because.
they
And by the
all-
way,
they-
that's the way it always goes.
Yep.
When things don't go right, everybody has to take their
Yeah.
own part
Oh,
of the
there's no
blame in it.
question.
And
No
I just think,
question.
for me, and I shouldn't speak for you guys. I say for me, I don't think I've looked at the position coaches enough. I think that has to be something that's explored as well. Because if Eberflus, let's say they make a move with Eberflus and they go with another defensive coordinator, I think they really got to question: should you keep all those other guys in place,
The whole
or do you
staff.
need to change that up too?
The whole staff can go. Respectfully, I hope they not listening. I hope y'all ain't listening. The whole staff. To your point, we saw Dorrance Armstrong grow over
Absolutely.
years. Bland had to grow. Diggs grew. Micah grew.
Yeah.
We saw all these guys grow. Where's the growth?
Yeah.
Where's the growth, Ambar Garcia? Where's the growth? You know what I'm saying? If anything, dudes that we thought was solid. All right, man.
I'm sure that those coaches, if they were,
I ain't wanna do
if they
this.
were moved on, if they were to moved on, they would say that the talent's not good enough. But that's, out in public they'll say, well, we just didn't do a good job collectively. We got da-da-da. But I believe if we were at the combine right now, all hanging out, talking at dinner, they would say, listen, they saddled me with guys that can't play. I believe that's what they would say.
Do the Cowboys have a coach on defense that was like Al Harris to where Dan moves on, but we trying to pay money to keep Al Harris? You know what I'm saying? Like do the Cowboys have one coach right now on their defense to where Flus gets fired? Imaginary.
Flus brought a lot of those guys, Borgonzi, Overstreet.
I think they all go.
He brought them.
See,
Mike Cotton was the only guy that from another staff. Yeah.
My thought would have been with an Al Harris type. Like if you're talking about Al Harris, I don't think Al Harris stays here in the role he was in. Like you would have had to be thinking about him as a coordinator, I think, and they opted to go with more experienced guy. That's who they wanted to interview. That's who they went with. But I think when you get back to this offseason, I think they got to really think about what's the direction they want the defense to go, and what's the right kind of coach? Do they want a young guy who's up and coming and who can do some different things with this defense that maybe feels a little newer and fresher, or do they want somebody who's an experienced defensive coordinator who's done some great things in this league, and you hope they can continue that here? I think there's a big decision to be made about what kind of coach, what kind of defensive staff they want to have in order to move forward.
They took an entire group from a bad defense, and I ain't even think about it that way. Like the bad defense, which was the Bears at the time, they took all those guys.
Yeah. Yep.
That's crazy.
All right, we're going to take our first break. We will come back. I do want to talk a little bit about the offensive side of the ball, particularly, Brian, you brought it up, the number of hits and sacks that Dak took. We'll talk about where some of that pressure was coming from. And I'll ask the question when it comes to Tyler Smith, is what we're seeing from him more in relation to the fact that he hasn't had enough time on task, or is it really just he can't play that position as well as he plays the guard position? We'll talk about that when we come back. This is DallasCowboys.com radio.
If you can't be at the stadium, there's no better way to watch your Cowboys than on an LG OLED Evo TV. That's because everything you see is more lifelike. Every play, every hit. I mean, you might as well be on the sidelines. That's how clear it is. It's all thanks to LG's legendary technology. Perfect black, over 8.3 million self-lit pixels. No one comes close. LG OLED Evo is the best TV in the game for a reason. See for yourself at lg.com/OLED Evo.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman here, the official pitmaster of the Dallas Cowboys. This holiday season, I've got Yeti's new insulated bowls and food storage working overtime. The insulated bowls are amazing. It'll keep queso warm or guacamole fresh. And the food storage containers protect my ingredients and help me stay organized. They also make great gifts for the host, making Yeti bowls and food storage MVPs for the holidays. Get yours at Yeti.com or a Yeti store near you.
I'm home.
Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you... Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
Cowboys fans, here's the game plan. Touchdown Tuesday at Take 5 Oil Change. Just wear your Cowboys gear and save 25% on your oil change. No huddle, no overtime. Just drive in, stay in your car, and roll out. You'll be tailgate ready in 10 minutes flat. Keeping up with your car shouldn't be a tough call. Take 5 makes it as easy as calling the coin toss. Take 5 is the official oil change of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit take5.com to find a location near you. Offer valid through December 31st, 2025. Terms and conditions apply. Valid only at participating locations.
If you shout, "How about them Cowboys?" you have that undeniable passion that's the heart of Cowboys Nation. And if you like to drink Dr. Pepper, you love the unique blend of its 23 flavors. Together, your one-of-a-kind fandom paired with the one-of-a-kind taste of a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper is the game day lineup that can't be beat. Better yet, gather your Cowboys and Dr. Pepper fan friends to watch the next game and crack open a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper for everyone. The wins will be even tastier. It's a pepper thing.
Back to the break.
Choose perfection. Choose LG OLED Evo. Check out the best TV in the game at LG.com.
Welcome back. It is the second segment of the break. We are live from the SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star, and we're presented by LG. This segment, though, is brought to you by blockchain.com. All right, let's talk
quick. Happy birthday to Derek. It was yesterday. It was yesterday. It was yesterday. But the first segment, I got offside with whatever was going on.
Took us in a different direction.
Whatever was going on. But yes, happy birthday to you, Derek.
Thank you. Really? Happy birthday. You could have done.
Don't get it.
I'm just saying.
It's content. Don't get it. You can't sing that birthday.
Okay.
All right. You can't sing that.
Thank you, Chris.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it, man. Happy birthday, Derek. Thanks for everything you do, man.
Thank you.
Just mention.
All right, let's talk about Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, on Thursday, was 19 of 37, 51% completion rate, 307 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, a 97.5 rating. But as Brian mentioned, the stat that jumps off the page to me was he had 6 sacks, 11 quarterback hits. Not exactly what you want to see in a game that was, by all intents and purposes, a meaningless game from the standpoint of playoffs and those kinds of things. That being said, where were you seeing the pressure? Was it primarily just the left tackle position where the problems were happening, or did you see it was one of those games where everybody had their moments? You had moments in the middle, you had moments on the right. Where was the pressure coming from?
Big Tyler had a weird little day, but you know. That's just because he's in the wrong spot. But I won't say that Big Tyler got you killed.
Booker did.
Your right side.
Yeah, Booker was
your whole right side.
And here, I mean,
still
it's the broadest kiss of death. I'm telling people, I'm like, broadest kiss of death. It's I feel like that Booker's been one of your best linemen this year.
Oh yeah.
Talking about it all last week. Everybody, oh yeah, Booker, yeah. And then he goes out there and plays. I mean, it was bad. It was a bad day for him. You know, when you looked overall though, with how. You know, and listen, they didn't have pain in there.
Yeah, right.
They were not as strong as they normally are. But man, you did not do a very good job of handling, you know, with Newton and what he was able to do, and you know some of the stunts they had, they didn't handle well. Man, everybody kind of took a turn at not being very good at their job. Mm-hmm. And the thing about Smith, and you watch him play. He's still a guard playing tackle right now, the way his technique is, you know, the sets and stuff like that. Yeah. Man, he is a guy that's so used to playing in that what we call the phone booth, just real tight and everything's kind of real quick. And then when you get out there in space, that is a totally different animal to have to deal with. And, you know, that was a struggle. That was a struggle for those guys across the board. I was surprised that the Commanders were able to get as much pressure as they did, but they took advantage of you. At center, they took advantage of you at right guard, especially. And then your left tackle, we've seen him. He'll have, you know, there'll be 87 plays, and he'll have 4 or 5 really bad ones out of 87. Yeah. So those are the things you kind of had to deal with. By the way, not having Williams in there as a blitz pickup guy and having to deal with Malik Davis was also a big problem for your football team.
You saw just how much he means to that pass game.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you guys because I got to enjoy, the time of Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, Tyron Smith, and all those guys. That's
like a long time ago.
Yeah, that's kind of when I joined the whole NFL world and started experiencing that. So I went through that period of the Cowboys having a very, very good offensive line. Obviously, there were times where you had one guy in there that was struggling. But overall, it was very, very solid and consistent in that way, helping in the running game and helping with the pass protection. Now that we're kind of done a whole complete transition here, it's a whole new different era for the offensive line for the Cowboys. What we're seeing now, is this kind of what the norm is now going to be? Just in general, like just NFL in general, what most offensive linemen are. Mm-hmm. Or are you behind in that sense of like, yes, there's clearly room for improvement, but is this what it usually is?
You know what's funny about that question? It's in the time I've been with the Cowboys, there's been a really good offensive line the majority of the time I've been here. Because you go back to the 2005-ish through 10, 11, 12, like where you had that, that line with Kyle Kozar, Gerard, and Leonard Davis. Like they had a good offensive line at that point. Mm-hmm. And then you go to when they rebuilt the offensive line, they got Tyron, and then they built that, and they had that for a long time. And so it really for the majority of the years I've been here, the offensive line has been really good, I think, relative to NFL standards.
Sure.
Right now, I think they've got some good pieces. I think they're in that process of trying to rebuild it because they lost that group, and now they're having to rebuild that. And I just think right now they haven't gotten all the pieces in place yet. My hope is that this offseason, and I know everybody says spend all your resources on the defense. I think you need to do some things with that offensive line, particularly on the edges, because that will allow you, as Brian was just mentioning earlier, it allows you to keep those three guys in the middle and make that a focal point. Like that is one of the best things you do is the middle of your offensive line if you can figure out the edges. What do you guys think?
It's easier to coach edges and tackles. So that's why you have more talented of them. They can win off natural ability. Offensive linemen have to craft skills over time.
You were talking about defensive tackles.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got you.
Edges and D tackles.
Yep.
They roll out the bed strong, or you athletic, or you bursty, you could just go play and get drafted because you're athletic. Offensive lineman, you have to build skills and nuance over time. So what happens is you end up with a lot more talented edges than you do offensive line. Mm-hmm. So I think the Cowboys' offensive line is right above average. You'd be surprised how many Terrence Steeles there are in the league. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like
starting.
Like we're Cowboy fans, and we watch Terrence Steele every single week, but Cam Irvin left here and got paid.
Yep.
Cam Fleming left here and got paid.
I saw McGovern yesterday playing for Buffalo.
Connor McGovern, Connor Williams, Biotis, all the guys that you could be sick of, they all go somewhere and they get money and they just keep on starting. So I think your Cowboys offensive line is above average. It's not as great as it was. Cowboy fans are spoiled.
Yeah.
My generation, because I'm 33, spoiled with Tyron and Zach and all those guys, right? But your group is young and they got a lot of room to grow. I don't think this group is going to be like that group because we may have first round picks. Me and Brian talked about this, but that group had first round talents. They have earlier talents. Tyron had to be drafted top 10. Zach was a top 16 guy. That's a first-round talent. Leary got drafted later, but he was a second-round talent.
But he was a player.
No, he was a free agent. He was a free agent because of his knee.
Free agent.
Yeah.
He was a second-round talent.
Yeah, he had no question. You're right, absolutely right about that. But he was undrafted.
Yeah,
is what he was.
So honestly, Booker is your only first-round talent when he got drafted. Mm-hmm. Like Guyton, Big Tyler, they were late first-round guys that could have gone in the second round or whatnot. BB was a third-round guy. Terrence worked himself here. You know what I'm saying?
Sixth round.
And you got to respect what Terrence has done. Like Terrence has played far beyond what anybody expected him to do coming out of Texas Tech.
He played at Texas Tech where they threw the ball 50 times and developed run skills.
Yep.
Shots out to Terrence.
Yep.
So just to answer your question, it was just better dudes on that line. that line with Tyron it's just better dudes, and the Cowboys have a long way to go to get there.
You know, it's funny. I think every week Dallas played against a compromised offensive line. It seemed like every week they played. I would say if we were doing a show where we were getting ready for the Cowboys, we wouldn't say that. We would say Dallas's line's not compromised. Dallas is one of the better lines you played.
They're intact.
Because you look at Booker, you look at Beebe, they've developed him. Lloyd Smith is an all-pro. Yeah, if they had to attack a guy, I would attack that steal. I mean, you're talking about attacking one guy. Whereas, like, all year long, it seems like we had 3 or 4 different guys that the Cowboys were playing that was like I would say there was a lot of a lot of the games this season where Dallas, if you just said, check one or the other, Dallas's offensive line was better than the team that they were playing against offensive line. You know, and that's the unfortunate thing that, you know, your team, you just weren't able to take your offensively, your quarterback played great, your wide receivers played great, your runner played great. Everything is just the focus is all on that defense that just could not even put anything together. Like, they could not take advantage of compromised offensive lines. And I think with your offensive line, I don't think you were ever really in that situation. Maybe the Jets game. The Jets game proved to you that your offensive line, no matter how compromised it is, could still find ways to win football games.
Yep. Let's take our final break. We'll come back. I want to flip over to the defensive side of the ball. I was a little bit surprised that the Cowboys gave up as much as they did in the run game, but I want to talk about that and talk about where that came from. They had Quinnen Williams back, but they still gave up quite a bit. We'll talk about that when we come back. This is DallasCowboys.com radio.
Every day begins with a promise to work hard and to build a future. That's why we're here, providing the tools, expertise, and John Deere equipment you have relied on for generations to help you get the job done right. We're with you. That's our promise to you, because no matter the project or the challenge you're facing,
we're with you. We're united.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
I'm home. Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you...
Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
From the field to the festivities, Lucchese embodies the essence of luxury and tradition. Handcrafted with meticulous precision, each pair offers unmatched comfort and style. Stand tall while you're tailgating or cheering in the stands with the Dallas Cowboys collection by Lucchese. Shop the collection today at the Lucchese store at the Star in Frisco or online at lucchese.com. Lucchese, the official boot of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
How's it going? You see that Cowboys game?
Oh, I watched. Been seeing some good things.
Totally. They have some talent.
Yup, some great talent.
And they got some fight.
Hoping this is the year.
Me too. Oh, I'm Cody, by the way.
I'm Travis.
Nice to meet you, Travis. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys!
Make a new friend based solely on their shirt choice. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation.
Back to the break.
AT&T connecting changes everything.
Derek, it ain't that they don't know what they doing with them. They just don't know what they doing in general.
Who are you talking?
Leofold could play.
Okay, please. You got to let everybody else in on the conversation.
Leofold could play. Because he been could play. All of a sudden, Leofold can't play. Brian, what that number was, share with the people?
Well, he was on the field for one stop. But
one snap.
One snap, and he had a tackle.
That's 100%, boy. That's better than what we get from.
So he had one snap. Logan Wilson had 0 snaps. So who played at linebacker? outside of Kenneth Murray.
Overshown was that?
No, it was actually your best linebacker when you go and look at the metrics. Shamar James had 15 run snaps, had 4 tackles, 2 run stuffs.
He was your best linebacker.
Yeah, Now, it's funny, though, when these guys are on and off the field, you know that number?
Yeah.
Kenneth Murray on the field, 8.6 a carry. Diggs was 8.6. Ravel was 8.6. Shamar James was 9.3. Donovan Wilson was 9.6. Kenny Clark was 4.5.
I hate it here, man.
Malik Hooker was 11.3. Reedy Stewart was 11.3. Quinton Williams was 8.6.
Rushing yards per play.
When on field, when these guys were on the field, that's their run numbers were.
You know what that was? Kenny Clark must have been out on that long run. That must have been because his was like 4 and everybody else was
26.3.
Yeah.
Actually, the guy that played the best on run defense, believe it or not, is our guy Donovan Ezeraku.
Yeah.
4.6 per carry on field, and as opposed to being off the field.
That's a hard one for me because I think he has gotten pretty good against the run.
Yeah.
They just haven't seen how to get him into the pass rush in the same way.
I'm amazed.
So I don't know how to take that from the standpoint of his development. Is it like can he get the right coach with him and going forward he'll rekindle that pass rush and now he's a really good run defender so that makes him a better player overall? I don't know. Maybe that's how it ended up playing out.
I kind of like to seen him play with that Aiden Durdee that's in Seattle now.
Yeah.
Evidently that guy. You look at some of the things that they were able to do with the Dan Quinn administration with him as a defensive line coach, and they're doing great things in Seattle. This guy, he's got the title of defensive coordinator, but he's not the defensive coordinator. But they got him on staff coaching, and they're playing great on defense.
Absolutely,
you got me so mad. Like my heart is racing right now.
Voch got you mad?
Yes.
What'd I do?
Not because of you.
Okay, well,
but the fact that like. Marius Lufau came into the conversation, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm just like, that just really makes me upset because you look at a game where you know you're out.
Yeah.
Now you're just playing. You're just playing. So let's say, maybe for whatever reason that's happening behind the scenes that we don't get to see or know about or whatever. You kept the guys that you wanted to keep on the field because that's in your head who you think is best for you to play on defense. But in a game that it doesn't matter other than, yes, you're looking to get a win. And you talk about this year. Yeah. Marius Lufau was a guy that I personally was really believing he was going to take that leap this year based on what he did last year.
Mike Zimmer sell you on that one? Because that's the problem, man.
What do you mean? My eyes. I know what I've seen.
I know, but I'm saying, though, I mean, if you look at, your eyes, but they were selling it. I mean, they really were selling that how good Marius Lufau was.
Yeah. Well, you got to just turn on the tape from when he was thrown, when he was just thrown on the defense and see what he was able to do. There were a lot of really good moments that he had, knowing for his first year how he started out. So you know.
Oh, no, they love the player.
Work with.
They love the player.
All of a sudden, here's a year wasted because you haven't had a chance to really do anything. Talk about progress stopper. This staff kind of stopped his progress and growth. I think he's a very talented player. He's not perfect, but he needs playing time in order to continue to grow. He's shown to be one of the better guys out there. I think he still has potential and he just needs to be developed. He's not a guy that, okay, let's say Murray, you've seen it. Thank you.
Well, get ready for Shamar James being next. Get ready for that one. New staff will come in. I mean, it happens with these staffs. That's what happens. The previous staff sold you on the idea of Marius Lufau, and we did. You're right about the eye test. He's around the ball. He creates turnovers. There's times he's out of whack a little bit.
But out of whack.
But sometimes he's where he needs to be. He's a physical player. All these things about him. The previous staff who drafted him thought about him here. Now he can't. Now he's not. He's basically like just special teams duty. That's all he does.
But see, Brian, I think what Ambar is saying.
No, you don't have to. I understand what you say.
What I'm gonna say. I think what Ambar.
No, I understand what you say.
I got you, but I think what Ambar is trying to say.
Just
Brian,
say it.
Is Marius may be on the field 7 times. He'll make 2 plays. Last week, he's on the field one time. He's making one play.
She's right about the eye test. So that's exactly right.
So what about? But what's she saying?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with Logan Wilson.
But what about the coaches?
It's been that way all year.
But I haven't. But to be fair, I haven't seen Logan make an explosive play. What are the coaches?
But they haven't played the Logan Wilson. There's a lot of guys they haven't played.
Maris neither. But what I'm saying is when they do play Maris, and Maris do something that make you go down.
I don't disagree with you.
Why do they then go?
I don't disagree with you. That's why this coaching staff's likely not going to be here.
You could have used Perrion Winfrey this week.
Yeah. They're
talk about something. Could have used Perrion this week.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with anything you guys are saying about that. Because, well, no, you were bringing it up.
That's fair.
But that's the way it is. I think on offense they clearly have an understanding of how they want to use their players. Mm-hmm. On defense, I don't think that's the case.
And I think that's part of the reason why they're going to be evaluated the way they will be is because I don't think they knew how to use the players that they had in the right way. All right, we appreciate you guys, Jones. We'll be back tomorrow.
Gosh, I'll let you know who's good and bad.
We will not only we will start looking forward to Cowboys versus Giants. But Brian's going to have some questions for us tomorrow. We'll go into the brain of Bryan Broaddus. And we got a short week this week, Monday through Wednesday. We got shows. I think even Wednesday we'll do a little bit of Yeti time.
Before we leave, I'm so sorry. I'm reading some of these comments. Sorry, I got thrown off by it. But real
about
quick,
to be another hour.
No. It'll be quick. No, people here that want to talk about Maris and he sucks and his blah 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 blah. Just.
Yeah, Floyd, we just ran down the numbers, dog. Hey, look, Floyd, listen, dog. We just explained to you. If he's in 7 plays, he's making 4. If he's in 1 play, he's making 1. If he's in on this, he's doing that. What are you saying, player? Cuh? Chill out, man. What's wrong with these people?
Also, it's like no one's playing good on defense.
Yeah.
That's across the board there. I mean, Quinnen Williams, kudos to him because he made it into the Pro Bowl. But a guy like Leofau, I mean, you really have to be watching and truly keep up with football because it's not just keeping an eye on there. Oh, look, he didn't make that. You have to watch the player.
Floyd don't know ball. Floyd ain't watching the games. Come on, get him. Go ahead.
But again, I know what I saw last year from this guy. I know the amount of work that he puts in. I know the work ethic. So if you want to talk about him, let me see, being a hilarious player, not making any plays, blah, 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 then I don't want to say you don't know football, but
watch.
Everybody say watch.
Turn on the tape.
Nikki and I went after.
Digest it.
Nikki and I went after each other thinking, not watching football. It was an episode of that.
Oh, well.
Watch the games.
Watch the games. All right, watch the game.
There's talent there. He's making mistakes, but there's talent there.
There you go.
We appreciate you guys joining us. We'll be back tomorrow. Till then, for Voch Lombardi, Bryan Broaddus, and Ambar Garcia, I'm Derek Eagleton. This has been The Break, live on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Voch is such a homer. Shut up, Jack.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!